After a flight is completed, the flight record must be reviewed to ensure it is complete and correct by comparing it to written documentation and any other paperwork generated during the flight. Depending on your organizational SOP, there can be up to 3 steps in the review process. The review statuses are open, submitted, reviewed, and closed. Permissions can be set up to restrict who can change the flight records to which status. Newly uploaded or created flight records have a status of open. Flight records whose status is set to closed are locked for editing. Each record's status is indicated on the flight records page by a red open padlock, open, a green open padlock, submitted, and a blue open padlock, reviewed, and a gray closed padlock, closed. The records reviewer can correct any of the information in the header section except the record locator number. In the legs flown section, click on the blue pencil icon to edit leg details. Information edited will affect not only the flight record, but the pilot logbook entries. If the printed DFR has a data entry required note with a load below the line, it means there is missing information, such as an account number or rate. It can also be triggered by an invalid receipt number. If that is the case, when the correct receipt is deposited, it will generate a payment record. Link the payment record to the flight, following the instructions in the Linking Payments video from the Payments playlist. Edit the loads flown information by clicking on the blue pencil icon. While reviewing the record, be alert for flags indicating something doesn't match in the system, for example, a rate being used that is not normally associated with that account number. Click on the Rate button to pull up a list of all available rates. If a load is missing, link to an existing payment load using the blue plus icon. Select from the list of available loads or search for a specific load using any of the load details. See the Linking Payments video in the Payments playlist for more details. You can also create a new payment load by clicking on the green plus button. Enter payment details and print the receipt. See the Creating Payments video in the Payments playlist for more details. Once the receipt is printed, the payment can be linked to the flight record. Select the desired flight and click Link. Click on the flight record link to return to the flight record details page. Once the flight record review is complete, change the status to Submitted. Depending on your organization's procedures, you may want to have a separate person review the record and change the status to Reviewed, and at the end of the month you may want the finance manager to do a final review and change the status to Closed. None of the additional reviews are required. The status can be set to Closed after the first review. Reopening a closed flight record requires a special permission that should be restricted to just a few people. The status of multiple records can also be updated by billing period by clicking the light blue status button. Select the desired billing period and status and click OK. Best practice is to mark all records closed before sending bills or exporting them for your financial software. Once a record has been exported, the billing data can no longer be edited regardless of the record review status.